A new breed of threat, the MiG-25 Foxbat emerges, sending shockwaves through the global military community. The Cold War was a time of constant tension, a period where the world teetered on the brink of conflict. The threat of nuclear war loomed large, casting a shadow over every strategic decision. Both the United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a fierce competition, each trying to outdo the other in a relentless arms race. This wasn't just about bigger bombs, though. It was a multifaceted race involving various types of military technology. It was also about better planes, more advanced and capable of dominating the skies. In the 1960s, the Soviets unveiled something shocking: the MiG-25 Foxbat, a game-changer in aerial warfare. This massive steel beast was like nothing the West had ever seen. It was a marvel of Soviet engineering. It was built for pure speed, capable of reaching unprecedented velocities. It could outrun anything the US had in the air, making it a formidable adversary. The Foxbat shook the US military to its core, challenging their aerial supremacy. Intelligence reports claimed it was highly maneuverable, adding to its already intimidating profile. They said it could fly at incredible speeds for long periods, making it a persistent threat. Panic started to set in among US military ranks as they scrambled to find a solution. The US needed an answer, and they needed it fast. The pressure was on. They needed a counter to this new threat, something that could match or surpass the Foxbat. Could they build a plane to match the Foxbat? The race was on, and the stakes were higher than ever. The US already had the F-4 Phantom. It was a workhorse, reliable and battle-tested. It had served in Vietnam, proving its worth in numerous combat scenarios. But the Phantom was outmatched by the Foxbat. It simply couldn't keep up. It was slower, less maneuverable, and couldn't compete with the Foxbat's advanced capabilities. The US needed something truly revolutionary, a new design that could change the game. They needed a plane that could rule the skies, ensuring their dominance in aerial combat. The arrival of the MiG-25 Foxbat changed everything, forcing a complete re-evaluation of military strategies. It forced the US to rethink its aerial strategy, pushing them to innovate and adapt. The stakes were incredibly high, and the outcome of this aerial arms race could very well determine the future of global power dynamics. Phantom menaces the shortcomings of the F-4. The F-4 Phantom was a tough plane known for its rugged design and powerful engines. It had served the US well in numerous conflicts, proving its worth time and again. But it had flaws. The MiG-25, a Soviet interceptor, exposed these flaws for all to see, challenging the Phantom's dominance. The Phantom was fast, with afterburners that could push it to impressive speeds, but not fast enough. The Foxbat could outrun it in a straight line, reaching speeds that the Phantom simply couldn't match. This was a major problem, especially in high-speed chases and intercept missions. Also, the Phantom was big and not so agile, making it less effective in dogfights. It couldn't turn or climb as quickly as smaller jets, which put it at a disadvantage in close combat. In a dogfight, agility is key, and the Phantom often found itself outmaneuvered by more nimble adversaries. The MiG-25, despite its size, was said to be surprisingly maneuverable. This worried US pilots who knew they needed an edge. Another issue was the Phantom's lack of an internal cannon, a critical oversight in many engagements. It relied heavily on missiles for its offensive capabilities, which were powerful but not foolproof. Missiles were powerful, but they weren't always reliable. Sometimes they missed their targets. Sometimes they failed to launch altogether, leaving the Phantom vulnerable in critical moments. In a close-range fight, a cannon was essential for quick, decisive action, something the Phantom lacked. The Phantom had served its purpose admirably, but its time as the top dog in the skies was over. The US Air Force needed a new champion, a fighter that could address the Phantom's shortcomings. They needed a plane that could take on the MiG-25 and win. A plane that combined speed, agility, and firepower. The F-15 Eagle was about to be born. A new era in aerial combat was on the horizon. Building an Eagle, the genesis of air superiority. The story of the F-15 Eagle is one of innovation, determination, and a relentless pursuit of excellence in the skies. The US Air Force knew what they needed. They were looking for a game changer, a jet that could dominate the skies and ensure air superiority in any conflict. They needed a jet that was faster and more agile than the MiG-25, which was the benchmark for speed and performance at the time. They called this project the FX. Several companies submitted designs, each vying for the chance to create the next great fighter jet. One company stood out, McDonnell Douglas. Their innovative approach and bold vision set them apart from the competition. McDonnell Douglas had a radical vision. They envisioned a jet that would redefine air combat. They proposed a single-seat fighter. This design choice was crucial, as it allowed for a more streamlined and efficient aircraft. It would prioritize speed and maneuverability above all else. The ability to outmaneuver opponents was seen as a key advantage in dogfights. It would be lightweight and powerful. The combination of a lightweight frame and powerful engines would give it unmatched performance. It would be armed with a deadly cannon and the latest missiles. This arsenal would ensure it could take down any adversary it encountered. This was the birth of the F-15 Eagle. A new era of air superiority was about to begin. The F-15 was designed with one goal in mind: air superiority. Every aspect of its design was focused on achieving this objective. It wasn't meant to bomb ground targets. Its mission was clear and singular. It wasn't meant to be a jack of all trades. Specialization was key to its success. It was meant to hunt and destroy enemy aircraft. This focus made it a formidable opponent in the skies, and it was designed to do it better than any plane ever built. The F-15 set new standards for performance and capability. The design of the F-15 was revolutionary. It incorporated the latest in aerospace technology and engineering. It featured a sleek, aerodynamic body. This design reduced drag and increased speed. It had large, powerful engines. These engines provided the thrust needed for rapid acceleration and high-speed flight. It had advanced radar and weapon systems. These systems gave it the ability to detect and engage enemy aircraft from long distances. This was a fighter jet built for the future of air combat. The F-15 Eagle would go on to become one of the most successful fighter jets in history, a true testament to the vision and ingenuity of its creators.